With Suzuki officially throwing in the towel from motorcycle racing earlier this year, it's inevitable that their most popular line of motorcycles, the Suzuki GSXR 600, 750, and the legendary 1000, would no longer be produced. Sport bikes have come a long way over the past 2 decades, and this previous one specifically has been a manufacturer's race to produce the best of the best. In 2015, Yamaha incorporated the 6-axis IMU, which gave us race ABS and a unified brake system. And yes, for those arguing with me about race ABS, it in fact does link and in some instances does sync both front and rear brake lines. If you don't believe me, you can read the article below from BMW Motorcycles. Now, I can't say for sure, but I think 2023 will start to see the end of superbikes and super sports as we know it. So if you have a superbike sitting in your garage and you're thinking about selling it, I would honestly urge you not to. Just hang on to it. I think a lot of these bikes are just going to go up in value. And in some markets around the world, they've already begun to skyrocket. The first one on my list is pretty obvious, the GSXR 1000. The K7, K8 would be something that I'd be looking for. I'm not really that interested in the 05s, but I'd say that's one that other people might be looking for. And of course, their 2017 and up versions. The GSXR all around is a great bike, and the more squids that wreck them, the less we'll have on the market, and the ones that are more in excellent condition will just go up in price. Alright, let's go Honda next, because I love Honda motorcycles. But my favorite one of all time, the 2017 CBR 1000RR SP and SP2. I don't know why I love the front end on this bike so much. It's so beautiful. And the SP2 comes with forged wheels. It has a nice Öhlins package, and this specific body style and generation wasn't around for very long. And you don't really see this fire blade very often. I've actually seen more of the previous generation than this one. And I'm just going to throw Yamaha and Kawasaki in here real quick. I personally think that the Yamaha R1 and the ZX10R are one of the more common Japanese motorcycles, but here's my picks. 2016 and up R1. I'd stay away from a 2015 because of that crank issue. And for a ZX10R, I would go 16 and up. Even better if you can get a ZX10RR. That bike specifically, I think, will be highly sought after. Now, Ducatis in general seem to have some motorcycles that continue to go up in value. A prime example would be the Ducati Sport Classic 1000. If you're into the cafe racer scene, you know that that bike is actually pretty special from Ducati. But we're not talking about cafe racers today. Today we're talking about superbikes, and the superbikes that I think go up in value is the 1199S and the 1299S Panigale. Those two bikes are the prime examples of Ducati's years of L-twin innovation, and those two motors are the pinnacle of Ducati's superbikes that were all L-twin. You guys probably thought I was going to say the V4, but I still see V4s being sold at dealerships, and I hardly ever see the 1199 or 1299 up for sale. Now, to take it a step above, I think the Panigale 1199R is just going to go through the roof. That bike is a true race bike. There's nothing creature comforty about that bike. 1199 Panigale R was made to do one thing and one thing only: get around a racetrack as fast as humanly possible. Now, you know I gotta put Aprilia on the list. Here's my picks. I'm gonna say the 2017 RSV4 Aprilia RF. The color scheme is dope, and you already know Aprilia doesn't come out with a lot of special RSV4s. And no matter where you are in the US, it's already pretty rare to see an RSV4 on the road. There's a couple of limited edition versions of that bike that I think will also go up in value. And I'd also throw in the 2019 1100 Factory, because unlike my 2020 Factory, that bike actually had manual Öhlins suspension. The 2020 is the only one in that body style that got electronic suspension before they moved on to the LED version. Actually, when I was looking for an 1100 Factory, I was looking for the 2019, not the 2020. It just so happened the 2020 was the only one around my area that I saw for sale. But Aprilia is such a niche motorcycle that I think only a handful of enthusiasts are actually going to want to buy that bike, like myself. If you have your own list, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts.